Hey guys, sorry about this video being a little later than normal. Two things. It's my mama's birthday weekend and we are just doing a bunch of stuff for her. So I have just been heavy in festivities. Also, I didn't want to do this. I gotta be honest with you. I watched the reunion and my heart sank. This show, this season has made me very uncomfortable as a Black woman. It's just, I've realized that it has drummed up some stuff, some hurt, some ugliness. And I think also in the time that we're in right now, it's just bad timing, bad season, bad direction. I am just beyond disappointed in everybody involved. I feel not bad for OG, but I wish she had more than CC. CC blossomed at the end of the season, but I really wish somebody was there having her back like she has CC. No shade to CC. Maybe that's just not the type of girl that you are. You know, maybe OG is the type of friend that, you know, is very protective and will have your back. I just wanted somebody to have her back the same way, and it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch her battle it out, but I'm so proud of her because I think she did a great job. But we all know, having been on the end of that, whether it be colorism, racism, bullying, we've all been on the end of something like that, right? And you know the toll it takes. So I believe that she has people in her life who are, you know, loving on her and probably fueling back into her what she has given out fighting these women this season. But I felt bad. I didn't like watching it. It just made me very uncomfortable, and I did not want to waste my good energy on this show, which is why I'm not coming back next season and why I'm not reviewing Basketball Wives Dallas, because there's just a darkness over this show. Pun intended, okay? Seriously, there's just like an evil on this show, and it didn't make me feel good. Like, we all watch these reality TV shows to escape or just have some background noise on while we're doing what we're doing or while we're falling asleep because we got to be at work at the crack of dawn the next day. You know what I mean? It's not that deep. We don't get that invested into it. Some people do, but they're teenagers. You know what I mean? The rest of us adults working 9 to 5, we don't have that much time to be getting that invested in this show. The reason why we became so invested this season is because this show hit us in really familiar places and we did not like it. So maybe some people came to action because they remembered when it happened to them and they didn't have nobody to back them up, and they see that happening to OG, or maybe it happened to you when you were very young and you didn't know how to deal with it. It's like me. The show makes me remember some things that happened to me concerning colorism when I was very young, but I didn't understand. I didn't get it until I was older. So maybe that's why I'm so adamant. You know, also I just think it's wrong. I think it's wrong to use your platform to do this, especially as a Black woman to another Black woman. I didn't like it, and I also did not like the featureism that was happening, the bullying that was happening, the xenophobia. It was a lot of disgusting things happening on this show, and I just didn't want to do it. I did not want to do it, guys. I'm telling you, after I watched this episode, I closed my laptop and I literally went for a walk. You know, it wasn't that deep. Like, I had to go get something to eat anyway, but I was just like, I need to get out. I need to like have, you know, some fun stuff, because I know if I sit down right now and do this review with how that show made me feel, it won't be me. I'll be speaking out of disgust. I'll be speaking out of, you know, hurt and just disappointment. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? This channel is also an entertaining channel. I try to make it as educational as I can. But for the majority of my channel, I want you to come here and have a good time. I want you to come here and get some laughs off. You know, leave here with some joy. Exactly the opposite of what Basketball Wives did to all of us. So having said that, having spoke my true heart to you guys, let's get into this episode and let's get into these jokes. Mark Lamont Hill, in the words of Jocelyn Hernandez, "Ho, why is you here? Like, what are you doing?" I was so disappointed in you hosting this reunion. First of all, I think it's beneath you. I really, really do. Like, it's so weird to see you on CNN, like really making, oh, are you on CNN anymore? That was not shade, but that's where, you know, on Twitter, or used to be on CNN, you know, making really valid points about the Black community. And then to see you on this show looking extremely biased. Now, I was on his Twitter because y'all got him together. Y'all got him all the way together. I was on his Twitter because I just had to know, what was his thoughts? Did he think that he did a great job? And a lot of people were saying, we expected more from you. That's what it is for me. Like, I expected more from you, from the legacy that you have put out, from your resume alone. I just expected more from you. First, when I saw you during the reunion, I was like, oh, okay, a check is a check. Not judging that. But then to see how you handled this conversation, this situation, the mess that was going on, you seemed very biased. You were giving biased polls to this audience. That's another thing that we'll touch on. Let's touch on it here. A lot of people were making comments about the audience. I just honestly think that it's editing. It's all in the editing. You could have somebody making a face like this, and that could be about somebody sneezing next to them, and they, didn't cover their mouth or whatever. That could be that. And an editor will take that and use that against OG or against anybody that they want to create the narrative. Because at the end of the day, this show has continued to create the narrative that OG is aggressive, OG is ugly, OG is not like those other girls, OG is corny. This show has tried to paint a very poor picture of OG, but it didn't work. But that's what they have been doing from the beginning. So I'm not shocked that the audience was just like, oh my goodness, yes, OG is aggressive, all of that stuff, editing. And also, a lot of these audience members are fans, you know what I mean? They send out emails and, tweet stuff and who wants to be in the audience, Team Evelyn, Team OG, all those people, rush to that because ain't no working adult going to sit in a studio for 14 hours, get one lunch break, a water this big, maybe a snack or two, be hauled out to a restroom like you are freaking kindergartners, and if you're lucky, make $8 an hour. Ain't nobody really doing that unless you're a fan. Unless you're a fan or, in a situation and you need to get that check right away. You know what I mean? Yesterday you donated blood and today you're in the studio audience for Basketball Wives. It happens. You know what I mean? I've never been to the point where I had to get blood. But I used to do those surveys. I used to do those surveys. I did the last survey that I ever did when I was at my brokest. I did a survey for IHOP. Oh, you know what? Let me not say the name. Allegedly IHOP. I did a survey for them about their chicken. They were making like this chicken meal that was coming out. And I had to eat like 3 pieces of chicken. When I left that survey, mother was sick. My mother cussed me out. She said, you don't ever have to do something like that. I will always provide for my kids. I was like, Mom, I didn't want to ask. But girl, listen, I paid for it. So those are the kind of people that is in that audience, right? Or just somebody who wants to be newsy. So I wasn't shocked that the audience, seemed to favor the Colorist Collective and not OG. Why would they? Why would it appear that way when OG has received this edit the entire season? That didn't shock me. What shocked me was a poor job that Mark Lamont Hill did trying to handle this colorism conversation. We'll get to that at the end. But I just felt like he was flirting with Evelyn the whole time. He wasn't asking any questions, not even following up with questions that were asked, not letting OG speak, not really getting to the bottom of anything. He flirted with Evelyn the whole time, and he was so far stuck up Shawnee's behind that I thought he was Kristen. It seemed very biased. Very biased, and he blamed it all to editing on Twitter because, like I said, y'all got him together. He blamed it all on editing, and I'm just like, I hope that's the case. I'll give you that because what I know about editing, you can paint any picture that you want to paint when you were that editor in that editing booth. I'm telling you guys, I've seen it. So I'm not going to say I don't believe him, but it just didn't look well for you, bro. That's all I'm going to say. It just didn't look well for you. And I know that a check is a check, and I get it. From one freelancer to another, I understand, but all money ain't good money. So let's talk about OG and Malaysia going at it at this reunion. For what? Like, Malaysia, what is your beef with OG? What is your beef? You cannot keep on saying this lie that, it's about family. It's about family. Because if it's about family, wouldn't you be backing up Byron and protecting Cece? But it is about family because now we all understand your loyalties because here we have Malaysia and OG going, and Mark had brought up OG exposing that baby Byron wasn't Big Byron's father or whatever, and how it was a really big deal and how Kristen was acting a damn fool. We've all come to find out that everybody knew. Baby Byron, Thomas Scott, his real dad, was posting about him on Instagram throughout the whole season. He was posting about his dad. So it wasn't a secret, right? So I don't understand why Kristen had that reaction. Remember, if you check my review before, I was pissed. I was just like, oh my goodness, OG, how could you do that? Then come to find out, it's like not a secret. So it explains OG and CeCe's reaction to Kristen. Like, what is everybody doing? Everybody in that room knew that, but they all acted like they didn't to make CeCe and OG look terrible. And it worked because we all felt bad. We all felt bad. We were just like, oh my gosh. Jackie was just like, Jackie knew. Jackie been knew. Shawnee knew. And she started that fake crying like, oh, you do not mess with someone's family. You knew. You knew. So yes, in context, right? I don't agree with OG telling anybody's business because at the end of the day, everybody in that room knew, right? But we, the audience, didn't know. Kristen and CeCe got on this show because of Byron. I feel like that maybe Kristen felt like OG exposing that to us kind of diminished her basketball royalty, you know what I mean? And her status on this show. So maybe that's why Kristen and Shawnee had those theatrics. I don't know, because when it was brought to us that everybody knew, I didn't understand that. It made no sense. And the only sense that it makes to me is that they didn't want the audience to know because it kind of like pushes Kristen's, basketball royalty crown around. And also they gave all of that drama to make OG and CeCe look like the villain. So that's what I felt like. I felt like they were doing the most to sway our opinion, towards negativity concerning OG and CeCe. And the thing that bothered me the most in this, kerfuffle with OG in Malaysia was that the fact that Mark would not let OG speak. He would not let her get any word out. Malaysia was screaming over her because OG was about to drop some tea. Malaysia is screaming at her and she's just like, no, you were wrong. That's family. You don't do that or whatever. And then OG was just like, how is he your family, Malaysia? How is he your family? Because you didn't know that Thomas wasn't Byron's son. Because when it happened, you were looking around crazy and shocked. So the only person who had a real reaction was Malaysia. Everybody else was faking it because she was the only one who didn't know. She was just like, yeah, you didn't know. And why didn't you know? How was Byron your cousin? So she was about to let us know, if you didn't know that already, that Malaysia and Byron are not blood cousins. Byron is blood cousins with Malaysia's ex-husband. That is how she knows him. She don't really know him like that. Like how she's putting on. Because she didn't know that Thomas wasn't his son. Oh, Malaysia, just so ditzy. So ditzy. Because even Malaysia was just like, I knew. And then you look back at the clip and she's just like, what? What? Malaysia, you're not no actresses. You didn't know. And that's okay. That's okay. But I think, again, if she says that she doesn't know, then that like diminishes her, relation or connection with Byron, who is a big name in, the sports streets. I will never watch Basketball Wives ever again, right? But if they get Wendy Williams to do the reunion, I might check the reunion out online. Because Mark was just not good. He was not good. And you can tell that he knew he wasn't doing a good job. And you could tell he knew that this was not his environment. Because you got to be messy. You know what I mean? Like, Wendy is the type of person who can do these kind of reunions. I think that maybe they probably offered and the check was too small because, she running with big numbers these days. But I'm just like, VH1, if you do, bring this show back, I hope you don't. But if you do, get up for the reunion. Because you might not get viewers that entire season, but you'll get us at that reunion. With Wendy Williams getting them all together, girl, bye. We will be there. Popcorn ready. Now we get to see OG's season wrap up. Once again, bias. They made the majority of her season wrap up about her being called Toji. They taunted the girl all season. Now they're taunting her in a wrap up of her season at this reunion. You can see OG. She was so hurt. Like, listen, everybody is saying that the Toji comment is funny, right? I'll give Evelyn that. You can't get a chuckle out of me with that when you add up all of your behaviors to this moment. You might crack a funny joke. I'm not laughing because I've seen your treatment of her, and I don't think it's funny because it's not a joke at this point. You are literally bullying her and having the show help you do it because zooming in on her toe, taking that picture, posting it every time you talk about her. They are forming a narrative. They want to make her look muscular and deformed and, zooming in on her toe and blowing it up on the screen. Like we see what they're doing here. Anyway, after OG's season wrap up, with the majority of her season wrap up clip being about the Toji thing, we come back from that. Everybody's laughing. Jackie is feeling some sort of way because she knows that she made a joke about her and how they are using the joke. OG, of course, feels some way. I totally understand. Jackie was just like, girl, you're my friend. I was making a joke. It wasn't even like that. I've been called so many names. I did not mean it that way. Did not mean to hurt you. She accepts it because her and Jackie have a friendship, and, I guess that was good enough for her. I personally did not like how Jackie was acting throughout this reunion. I feel like Jackie acts like everything is okay with her and everybody in this circle because she wants to continue to come back. Now, I'm not saying that she needs the money, but everybody like a nice check, right? What I am saying is that Jackie really likes the fame and the attention. Follow her on Instagram for one day. She loves the fame and attention. So I'm thinking that's her driving force whenever we get to the reunions of this show. And she's always like, oh, I don't got no beef with nobody. Everything's all cool. Then we get the snide comment from Shawnee at the end of this episode about the circle not working with everybody. And, we'll talk about that later as well. But I think that's where Jackie is coming from. When she's just like, I don't have no beef with Phoebe. Oh, no, girl, I was just playing. Oh, Evelyn, you know what that meant. Evelyn, why you doing me like that? Jennifer, that dress look good. Oh, Malaysia, I ain't mean it like that. I love Shawnee. She's trying to make nice with everybody so that people will agree to film with her so that she won't have any issues going into the next season because she really likes the attention that this show brings her. The ladies are clapping and laughing, and we get about a half a minute of clips of the ladies, Mark, Jackie, her friend, the audience members, all laughing at OG, and we see her watching it. We see her watching these people laugh at her, make fun of how she looks, make fun of a body part on her body, something that she cannot change. And it was gross. It was really, really gross. And I was watching this and I was just like, see, this is why Carrie snapped and killed everybody at that damn prom. This is what happened. Go back and watch that movie. Carrie was bullied. She was just a normal girl trying to live her life. Them kids bullied her and she killed them all at that prom. Now, I'm not saying that OG, should kill everybody on that set. But what I am saying is that I understand Carrie. You know what I mean? Like I get somebody snapping like that from being taunted like that from people. Not only was OG taunted while she was on set, she had to watch a whole season of these people making fun of her and making up these crazy narratives about her. Then she gets to this reunion. They tell her she's aggressive, treat her like a caged animal. She leaves, she comes back, they put her in a different set, and then she has to watch this biased audience, sit and listen while these women say all kinds of things about her, and then she has to watch this clip of this show making fun of her, and then come back from the clip and everybody on this couch is laughing at her. What would you do? What would you do? I'm so glad that they got the right one because OG handled this in a way that not many of us could. You know what I mean? They really did this woman dirty. So then OG gets Shawnee all the way together, and I'm so glad that she did it. I was so glad that she did it because Shawnee needed to hear it from her mouth. And I wish she would have heard it from her mouth on set. Because OG said everybody on that set is aggressive. Everybody has done something aggressive but me. And I'm on a different set, a smaller set. Like I'm the violent and aggressive person. The only person who should be over here is Evelyn. And Shawnee was just like, oh, well, you are. She's just like, no, I'm not. And Shawnee, you're full of it. Like, you know that I'm not this person. You know who you're sitting next to should be here and not me. And then Shawnee just gives this smug little... Like, just so awful. Like, how are you so awful and unaware, Shawnee? How? Evelyn. Shanice is damn near 40. You have to stop using your daughter as an excuse for you to be terrible to people. You said that Jennifer, can't act a certain way because her mother died. You can't act a certain way just because you're a mother. There's no excuse. You rely on your daughter so much as an excuse on this show. I'm starting to believe that your daughter really isn't the excuse here or what you're using. You use her as a shield from people commenting about your parenting. That's what it is. Here's the thing with Evelyn and Jen. Back in the day when Evelyn and Jen fell apart and Evelyn was trying to assault her every time she saw her, they were at war for years. Evelyn and Jennifer were just fighting on blogs, fighting in interviews. It was just drama. It was just mess. It was very ugly, which is why Jennifer wasn't on the show for a lot of times, because Evelyn didn't like her. And like Shawnee said, Evelyn is her A1. So the violent one she kept, the one who was being abused, she chopped, right? So during that time, they were both saying things. Somehow Shawnee got this information that Jennifer made this comment and gave it to Evelyn, who forgave Jen and then got re-mad again over something that happened years ago. I don't think that that is being explained or understood here. Jennifer didn't say anything about Shanice currently. Evelyn is mad about something that was said when they were both at war. So Jennifer can forgive you for everything that you said about her, assaulting her, getting your assistant to assault her, and she can move on with you. But every little thing that she has said about you way back in the day, she has to apologize for each individual thing until you feel satisfied, and the colorist collective support that. Make it make sense, because it doesn't make any sense to me. And in my opinion, Evelyn's 40-year-old daughter was not walking up to her and saying, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe you took a picture with her. She hurt me." Shanice don't care. She a grown woman. She living her best life. She's not some toddler that Evelyn continues to make her out to be. This don't got nothing to do with Shanice. Evelyn felt some sort of way because that comment that Jen made, it hit her in her soul. It hit her in her motherhood. Because Evelyn knows that there were plenty of days when she left Shanice sitting in front of a TV watching Barney and eating tuna fish out of a can so her and Jen can go dip it and do it and find some ballers so that this rent could get paid. So when Jennifer made that comment years ago and Evelyn didn't hear it, she heard it now from Shawnee, she felt some sort of way because it's the truth. You can only get hurt like that by the truth. So that is why she was so angry and upset, and she wanted Jennifer to say that it was a lie. But Jennifer, who is messy, would rather lie and say she didn't say it than apologize for telling the truth. That's what I think is happening here. I don't believe Jennifer when she says that she didn't say it. Jennifer said it. She doesn't want to take it back though. So that's why she doesn't want to apologize for something that she didn't say. It's probably like 2 words different or whatever, but Jennifer, that's probably what she said. And that hurt Evelyn because it's the truth. Don't nobody know you better than the chick that used to be your bestie that's now your enemy. That's the one that you did all the dirt with. So now this person out there knowing all your tea and spraying all of your tea and all this stuff is coming back to you. And now you feel some sort of way when you hear it because it hurt. Because you start thinking back and you start remembering when you did that. And then you're looking back in guilt, seeing the days that you've missed from your daughter growing up because she was doing it a lot of times on her own. Sis, you were a single parent. You were doing the best that you could do. You were also young and being irresponsible. It is what it, just own up to it. You were a teenage mom. Ain't no way you was doing everything right with a newborn and you still a kid. It's okay. But to sit up here and to act like you were Claire Huxtable, there's no way, Ma. There's no way. So whatever Jennifer said, it hit her in her guilt. That's why she's so angry and upset and wants to fight her, because she feels bad. And to hear it back, and not only hear it back, hear it on national TV, she feels some sort of way. Shanice ain't never said nothing to her mom like, "Oh my goodness, you're doing all this with her. She hurt me." That hurt Evelyn because it was the truth. So then she makes this comment, and I hate when women do this. I hate when women do this because you never know what journey another woman is on. This pissed me off more coming from Evelyn because she does know Jennifer's journey. She says this to Jennifer: "You will never know what it's like to be a mother. Carry a child in your womb for 9 months, give birth to that child and raise it up, and to see that child hurt by someone who you brought in to their lives. You won't know what that's like as a mother." She always does that to Jennifer, and I hate it, especially because she knows that even on this show, this woman went to an OBGYN and a fertility clinic to see if she was still able to carry a child, because that is something that she really wants. She was even talking about doing it alone. And if Jennifer was bold enough to talk about it on TV, and at this time, her and Evelyn were good buddies again, she definitely confided in you. She definitely talked to you about it. And as a woman who had fertility issues, how dare you Thank the Lord that you were blessed with 2 kids, but how dare you look at another woman who you know wants children and say to her, you will never know what it's like. She knew what she was doing. Evelyn, you're not a nice person. You are not a nice person. In that moment, that was pure evil. What you did to Jennifer, you know exactly what you were doing with those words. And that is, I wanted to throw my television. You will never know what it's like to be a mother to somebody who wants to have kids, and as she gets older, she know it might not be a possibility. Are you kidding me? Women kill themselves over that. Let's finish this, Nikki. You got it in you. You got it in you. And let's lighten it up a bit. Since when is Evelyn the same color as Jackie? She was blended in with that dress. I was like, wait a minute. You got the hair extra curly. You're a little dark now. You Afro-Latina. Okay, girl. You and Gina Rodriguez, y'all need to take a seat, because y'all doing the Latina community wrong. Alone, the Latina community has taken an L. The Black community is not pleased. Get Gina and Evelyn out of here. Don't make them the forefronts of your culture ever again. And you know, if you would have just apologized for that, me and you will be friends today. No, that's okay. I'm straight. Yes, Jennifer. Yes, sis. Jennifer's done. I'm so glad that she finally got here. For years, she was Kristen. For years, she was Kristen, and we hated to see it. We hated to see it. I feel like this time she's broken out of this group for good, and she's standing on her own 2 feet. I think also, to be quite honest with you, it was probably the loss of her mother that gave her that strength to leave relationships that were so toxic. Because I'm telling you guys, I don't think that Jen would have been in this position had she not lost someone so close to her and realized that life is short. Because she was saying it the whole time on this season. Because she was just like, I want to be around people that enjoy me and that I enjoy being around. And I think that honestly happened because she lost someone that was like monumental in her life. And, you know, things just changed. And she was just like, you know what? This is too much work to be around these girls, to be in this circle, to be on this show. I am good. And I think she just wants to live out the rest of her life happy instead of being in such a toxic friendship with these women. I'm here for the new Jen. Hey guys, what the hell is double sworded? I was like, what? Because I double sworded you. Malaysia, what is your educational background? She was so serious with that double sworded, and it made no sense. No sense. And I think once she realized that she said something that was, to be quite honest with you, dumb, that's when she decided that she was just going to leave and, you know, save herself any more embarrassment. Because a lot of people thought that she was getting ready to leave because of things that happened with her and Jackie. She didn't want to discuss that. I think that was it too. The double sworded was a factor. The fact that she just realized she just, you know, looked stupid and humiliated herself, and Jen humiliating her. Malaysia was not able to get her footing, like Evelyn wasn't able to get her footing, like Shawnee wasn't able to get her footing. So I think she realized, I look stupid. I don't feel like I'm going to win this, especially now when I'm coming up against somebody like Jackie, who's going to make sense, and I'm just going to look dumb again. Double sworded is not a word. I didn't know that Thomas wasn't Byron's son. I realized that I didn't look like a dummy on national TV trying to come for OG, and every time I come for her, she'd come back harder. I'm not winning this. So she decides to get up and leave because she's not going to look better the longer she stays. She already looks like a dummy, so she might as well leave now and save face before it gets worse. That's where I think she was at. I do believe a part of that was running away from Jackie, but I just feel like Malaysia was just like, you know what, I look stupid. You know, she's not getting the upper hand in this reunion. It's not happening for her, so she just got up and got out and saved face. The Colorist Collective is full of complete liars, because then we have this clip playing of the incident with Cece and Evelyn sitting up there all smug. I wasn't going to touch her. I wasn't going to touch her. And OG is explaining, yes, you were. You all were going to jump my friend. So I walked over there to make sure that everything was okay. Everybody walked away from Cece and Kristen trying to let them fix it. But if you look back at the tape, Kristen never wanted anything to get fixed. She wanted to embarrass Cece and have Evelyn beat up on her. That's what she wanted to do. That was the plan. OG and Cece and Jackie ain't know what was going on. So when Kristen and Cece get away and start talking, Everybody walks away and OG is cool. But then OG is like, all of a sudden, Malaysia start walking over there. Then Phoebe, now Evelyn. So all these girls who don't like my friend is walking over to my friend who is talking to someone that don't like her. I'm her friend. I'm going to go over there to make sure y'all don't jump my friend, because if y'all do it, we both going to take y'all down. That's what she went over there to do. The Colorist Collective was mad at her because they know they can't take her. They thought they could take Cece. So they tried to get this girl on her own, but because OG was there, they had a problem with her. And OG was explaining it. She was explaining it to Shawnee, basically trying to get her story across, but they keep on lying. Shawnee keeps on lying. And I'm just like, we saw it. We saw Evelyn chase after Cece with a bamboo or whatever stick or whatever. She had something in her hand and she tried to hit her. The only reason why she did not hit Cece was because OG moved her out of the way. Then we saw Shawnee push Kristen, but Shawnee keeps on saying that it was OG. And I'm like, are you guys, what is it? Do y'all think that we're fans of you all, so we'll blindly believe what you say and go against what our eyes saw? Is that what you think? You know what? It is what y'all think, because y'all have one too many fans capping your head up, telling you that you're beautiful and that you're fly and that they wish that they can be like you. That's not the majority of the fan base. You need to check Twitter. And it's any other social media there is, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, we all over it. And we letting y'all know that what y'all did to OG was not right. So them 3 little fans that y'all keep on retweeting that's capping y'all head up, y'all know that's not the majority. We watch this show after work, while we're eating, while we're on the phone. Like I said before, it's background noise. When we're going to sleep. This show is a lullaby at best. To think that you actually have a strong, dumb fan base that will willingly believe anything that you say, regardless of sense and what their eyes have told them. Y'all got another thing coming. Y'all found that out this season. You sure did, because they kept on going on with this lie. You know what, guys? I just thought about something. Do you think, oh, you know what? I think they filmed this reunion before OG released that clip. Maybe that's why they're talking so tough, because they thought that the show was going to protect them. Whoever sent OG that clip, you did the Lord's work. You really, really did. Because like I said before, if she didn't have that clip, who knows where we would be right now with this girl and this group? Like, who knows? So I'm thinking that the Colorist Collective is talking crazy like this. They don't know that OG has the footage at this point. I'm thinking that she probably shared this after, because I know they filmed the reunion like a month or so ago, right? Like almost 2 months ago. So the reunion was already filmed. Things had already been said. That's why this colorism conversation came after later. Yep, that's what happened. They thought that we saw the doctored footage. These ladies are terrible. Liars. Liars, horrible women. What is this check like to make you do this to another human being? What is it like? Let me wrap this up, because I don't like being in this place. Let me say this about Shawnee and Evelyn. Shawnee and Evelyn are not friends, right? For me, it was really disgusting to see this non-Black woman sit here so cocky, so confident that she was going to be, or that she is, not only protected by the EP of the show, she's protected by this show. So Evelyn knew she was in this space of no matter what, they got me. So she knew she could say whatever, she knew she could do whatever, and she knew that this show would give her a favorable edit because of her connection to Shawnee. Really sad to see that this was a Black woman spearheading this, right? Black woman over this, a Black woman who controlled the narrative, and this is the narrative that she chopped up and spit out to the viewers. Girl, you broke. I make more money than you. Yeah, on your back, and I'm sorry, sometimes on your knees. OG was ready. OG was ready, and these girls were not. That is the problem. Even on another set, she still got the Colorist Collective together. Bravo, OG. Bravo to you for this season, for this reunion. You did the damn thing. I don't want you to come back. I want you to move on to greener pastures, because you deserve it. I've seen you've been out. I've seen you at a lot of WeTV events. So maybe you're trying to make something happen over there. Take this popularity and go on and grow at another network, or do a different show on VH1. You deserve better than Basketball Wives. So the reunion gave us nothing. There was nothing that happened. After the reunion, we get this wrap up with Shawnee and Mark Lamar Hill. Mark Lamar Hill does another terrible job with this colorism conversation. How in the hell do you have a conversation about colorism without the person who was affected by the colorism on this season? What has happened here, in my opinion, is that Shawnee is in trouble with the network. They got a lot of viewers from this show. This show brought the network a lot of traction. It also brought the network a lot of heat concerning colorism, racism, and xenophobia. Let me tell you something. In this day and age, anything concerning sexual assault, anything concerning race, anything concerning anyone who is disabled, they have very vocal communities, and they have very vocal powerhouses in each community who will speak forth, and change will happen. No network want to touch that. No network want a race problem. No network want a discrimination problem with somebody who is disabled. No network wants a problem with sexual assault. No network wants smoke with the LGBTQ community, okay? So they saw that a lot of us watch this show. They're thinking numbers, they're thinking advertisers. What they also have is a problem. Problem is the way Shawnee is running this show. The colorism complaints from OG, the xenophobia complaints for OG, Evelyn calling CeCe Ling, that's racism as well. So there are a lot of race issues going on in this show, and now we have Evelyn with the N-word. There are a lot of problems, right? So what they did was they sat down with Shawnee and they was just like, listen, all of this is in limbo until this situation is fixed. Because what they don't want to do is greenlight 2 shows from somebody the viewers consider to be problematic. Because no advertisers wants to advertise during a show that has had claims of, colorism or any kind of ism. But if people are trying to boycott the show, if people are saying negative things about the show, if people are saying they won't watch the show and they'll boycott VH1 if they do, too many problems. So they're trying to make her get in front of it so that it can all die down, so that they can go forward with her shows. So that is why Shawnee is sitting down with Mark, because she wants to rectify this situation. She doesn't want to fix it with OG. She just wants to fix it with the network. That's why the apology. If I've made you feel that way, if this process wasn't fun for you, I'm sorry. Ain't no ifs. You know it wasn't. You know it wasn't. Oh, I feel bad. You feel bad? All of a sudden, Shawnee, who was so smug, is sitting at the reunion like, what, girl? I'm over it. Okay. Well, this circle, it won't work as how it is. So you tried to fire this girl on national TV, and now you're apologizing to her, saying you want to sit down with her and talk to her about the colorism issue. Not only now are you recognizing that there's colorism, you also are now recognizing that with your ace, your A1, your H-Boom Coon, Evelyn, the Afro-Latina princess, you recognize that what she did was racist. But she tried to clean it up and say, oh, I called her, and she said it wasn't. That's why I say that Shawnee is not friends with Evelyn, because she confirmed that it was racist. She was like, I saw that and I couldn't believe. I was so disappointed in her. And then I called her and she said that that's not something that she did. So in that sentence, Shawnee acknowledged that what Evelyn did was racist. She also covered herself, and then she acted like she covered Evelyn and say, well, I told her it was racist if she said that she didn't do it, so I'm going to believe her. She still threw her under the bus because she admitted that it was racist. So when the network says, oh, we'll bring it back, but you just can't bring her back, Shawnee will say, oh, it was because of this, and then put the blame on OG and not on the fact that she, as the EP, confirmed that Evelyn did something racist. This is how slick she is. You gotta watch her. I was just like, oh girl, you threw her under the bus and you kept your show at the same damn time. Okay. I see Hollywood has taught you well. So anyway, this colorism conversation is trash. Mark and Shawnee, I mean, they wasted 5 minutes of our time. Then they put this thing about colorism up. It just wasn't a conversation that should be had on VH1, and it wasn't a conversation that should be had between Mark and Shawnee. OG should have been there. OG should have been able to say her piece. She wasn't. To me, this wasn't a conversation about colorism. This was Shawnee trying to save her show. But I will say this, it was a sight to see how different she was from that reunion to how she sat here having this colorism conversation. She was just so nasty and, smug and uppity. She just knew this circle is not going to work the way it is there. Some people are going to have to be removed. So cocky, so sure. And now you're sitting here, oh, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. I would have never wanted that. I told y'all the network has the final say. Shawnee ain't no boss like she want to make you and that cast believe. What a disappointing season. You know what, Shawnee? I hope that you never have to deal with what you and the Colorist Collective put OG through with your daughter. Because I'm telling you, your soul would grieve if you see your child go through what you did to another person. And sometimes that's how it happens. For your child's sake, I hope it doesn't. I really, really hope it doesn't, because it doesn't feel good. But maybe that's the only way that you will feel what you did to somebody else. Unfortunately, sometimes that's how it rings out. I pray it doesn't, but it's just, how do you treat somebody like that and you have a dark child yourself? You think that money gonna protect her from the world and her people seeing her as less than? Sis, you should know better. Anyway, that's where it ends for me. I wanted to be more funny. I really, really did, but this was not something to laugh about. It wasn't a good season. It was a terrible reunion. I'm so sad that I met so many of you this way, through this. You know what I mean? I hope you guys stick around. I do some really fun shows that you will enjoy. I do 90 Day Fiance. I do Love at the Lockup. I'm gearing up for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I'm going to start back reviewing the Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm going to be reviewing American Horror Story before that wraps up. I'm trying to get Drag Race UK. So there's some fun stuff that you guys can come here and see on Nikki Star TV. I'm also going to start doing some hair stuff. I have a bunch of bunch of swag from events and stuff that I've been to that I will gotta review and show you guys. So there's a lot of fun stuff to do over here at Nikki Star TV. So sad that you guys met me through this terrible TV show that we all know and call Basketball Wives. The former TV show, we all hope. Don't want to put people out of a job, especially someone who works in this industry, but that show is toxic. It has to go. But I hope you guys stick around, because there's some good stuff here. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you for something else on Nikki Star TV. Love you guys. Bye.